Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Alfred Hitchcock Presents review. Today it is Season 1, Episode 26, Whodunit, starring John Williams as Alexander Penn Arlington and Amanda Blake as Carol Arlington. And this episode is kind of entertaining. I think the central mystery is interesting enough. Unfortunately, this episode's attempts at humor didn't really work for me, and I think the ending isn't really that satisfying either. So we start with our main character Alexander, and in a twist we find out he's already dead, he's already passed on, and he's meeting with a man named Wilfred, who I guess is like his guardian angel or an angel or something in that area. And there's some strange humor at the beginning of this episode that feels dated and doesn't really work, but we do learn out that Alex was a mystery writer and that he was murdered and he didn't know about this. It turns out that he was stabbed in his chair at night. And he asks, who did this? And Wilfred basically says, no one knows. So Alex says he won't be happy in the afterlife until he can find out who does this. So Wilfred arranges it for him to go back and relive his last day and find out who killed him. An interesting enough plot for our episode. So we go back to the day that it happened. And at first Alexander wakes up and thinks this is all a dream, but Wilfred calls him and tells him, no, this is real. And then a man named Talbot comes in who was helping him with his books, his writing, and he suggests that Alex take some time off after a bad review and that he will continue to write the books. So right there, Alexander fires him and figures that this guy is a suspect. So then we go to a scene with Alex's nephew, Vincent, his name is, and it turns out that he's staying with Alex and that he needs some money, but Alex won't give it to him. So we basically have another suspect. And then his wife Carol comes home and she's kissing another man, Wally, and she says it's no big deal. We're just friends basically, but Alex is upset about it and he's not buying it. And I don't blame him. This is a bit strange. He basically tells his wife Carol, don't see this guy anymore, but Carol says we're seeing each other again tonight. So you can tell there's some problems with this marriage, and now we have a full list of suspects, which is fine, I guess. That's pretty much all there is to these scenes. They're just set up. So Alexander lists all the suspects and he's trying to figure out some kind of clues, but he ultimately comes up with this plan, which does sound shaky. It has a lot of variables to it. So we go to the night when all this is supposed to take place, and Talbot returns, and his wife Carol and Wally return. So basically Alex has this plan. He says, I can't figure it out this way. I'm going to get everybody together in the same room and we'll figure it out from there. I'm not really sure why he thinks this will necessarily work, as we'll find out, but I guess you just got to go with it. So at this point, Alex basically questions Talbot and his wife and Wally, and he's still not sure who it is. He kind of rules out his nephew at this point, and he still can't figure it out. And so at this point, Wilfred calls him and agrees to give him a little more time to actually relive the moment when it happens. So at this point, he figures, well, what's going to happen? Everybody can see all the other people, so he tells everybody to leave so that the killer will make their move. And at this point, Wally says there is another way that the killer can do this if nobody knows about it. So he turns off all the lights, and basically we have all four characters circle Alex, so we're still not sure what really happened. And I thought this was a little unsatisfying based on the fact that we find out who committed this crime at the end of the episode through exposition anyway. Why not just show it? Why keep it a mystery at this point? That really didn't sit very well with me. Others might find it to their satisfaction. So we go back to Alex in the afterlife talking to Wilfred, and he says he learned a lesson. It doesn't really matter that much who killed him. He's okay with it now. He says he realizes maybe he wasn't the easiest person to get along with. But at this point, Wilfred tells him you do have a clue. When Wally turned the lights off, the person who did it would have had to have trusted Wally or been in on it with him. So it's deduced that it was Carol, his wife, and then in Alfred Hitchcock's closing narration, he basically tells us the same thing, that Wally and Carol wound up together, but that they basically got caught. So, like I said, I would have preferred them to just show us what happened than telling us this way. It seemed like a little bit of a cheat after all the build-up. The episode set up okay, but there's these odd attempts at humor that didn't really work for me either. So overall, I think Whodunit is watchable and not great, and I give this episode a 2 out of 5. An episode you can probably watch and enjoy it if you don't think about it too hard. So a 2 out of 5 for Whodunit, and as always, thank you very much for watching.